everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about a struggle that so many of you have shared with me. We're going to talk about what to do when your family isn't supportive of your fitness journey. I've recently received a message from someone in my community who shared how hard it is to stay on track when her family eats junk food, in front of her and just doesn't support her goals. So if you ever felt like you are doing this alone, I want you to know that you're definitely not alone. There's so many people struggling with the same thing. And I even personally been in a situation where the people closest to me didn't share the same passion for fitness. And I had to figure out how to stay on track without letting their choices derail me. That word was hard. And I've also worked with so many women and even men who face the same thing, especially when their husbands aren't on board with their goals. They want to meal prep, but their husbands order steakouts, or they want to cut back on snacking, but their husbands bring chips and sweets into the house. If this sounds like you, and if you feel like, oh my goodness, like this is literally what I'm dealing with every single day, today's episode is going to give you a lot of actionable steps and tricks. Really, no matter who supports you or doesn't support you. So number one thing, I want you to think about one very important thing. Accept that your journey is yours. The first thing to understand is you are doing that for you, not for your spouse, not for your kids, not for your friends. Yes, I know that we do have the motivational factor sometimes, like I want to be the best role model for my kids. Yes, that's 100% valuable and I love that, or valid, and I love that. But at the same time, you have to realize that if you're the one who doesn't feel comfortable in your own skin, who feels like, walking up to the stairs, it's hard, you're getting out of breath, you just don't feel happy, you are doing this for you. Again, you're not doing that for anybody else. Just because the people around you aren't on the same path doesn't mean you should stop. A lot of my clients struggle with this when their spouse eats whatever he or she wants while they're trying to make healthier choices, better choices. One of my clients told me that she felt kind of like resentful because she was making an effort, but her husband would bring home pizza and chips every single night, or he would keep ordering takeouts. She felt like she was pretty much constantly battling these temptations on her own in her own home, which is not easy, and I get it. But here is the shift that she had to make. She realized that her husband's choices don't have to affect her own. She started reminding herself, hey, I'm doing this because I want to feel better. I want to feel better. I'm doing this because I deserve to take care of myself. And literally, you guys, the moment you stop expecting others to change and start owning your own journey, everything gets easier. I promise you that. So now here's a few things I want to share with you. Number one is you need to set boundaries without being overly restrictive. So what I mean by that, it's very easy to feel like you have to either be super strict or give up altogether. But that's not true. You guys know that we are all about balance here. Instead of feeling frustrated by your family choices, I want you to focus on what you can control. So here is how you can do that. Write it down. If you're driving, don't write it down. Just go back and listen to the episode later. But if your family eats chips and junk food, I want you to think of like having your own go-to snacks ready. So think of like Greek yogurt with fruit, right? Literally the things that you genuinely enjoy that fits your goals. Because if you know that, eating junk like potato chips and chocolate is making you feel like crap, then you shouldn't be eating it, because you're only doing the things that you don't want to be doing. You know already that it's going to make you feel like crap. So have those snacks ready to go. Like I said, Greek yogurt with fruit or granola or some almond butter. That's like amazing snack. Or you can make a protein pudding, or you can make a popcorn. So if your husband is eating potato chips, you know that popcorn is so much better. High volume, less calories, and overall just better for you. It's not gonna make you feel like crap. Or have like a dark chocolate instead of mindlessly eating whatever around. Make yourself a protein cake. Make yourself, a protein ice cream instead of eating Ben & Jerry's that your husband brought home. Like, there's just so many options. Like, I do the same. Like, me and my boyfriend eat very similar meals. Like, he obviously eats like thousands of calories more than me because he's 270 pounds. I'm 160 something. So there's 100 pounds difference between us. So he's way more than me. But even when I'm like cutting, as I'm like recording this episode, I'm currently in cut. So I'm on like a more strict plan. He sometimes would say, I'm gonna order sushi, or I'm craving sushi, and I just say, sure, have sushi, but I'm not gonna have any because I know that it's gonna put me way over with my calories. So instead, I know that I don't wanna be just like, sitting beside him, watching him eating sushi. I just planned the time for dinner with him. So I know that he's gonna be ordering sushi, let's say at 6 p.m. on Saturday night. So I'm gonna wait with my dinner for him, and then as he gets his sushi arrived, I'm gonna enjoy dinner with him, but I'm just gonna be eating different meals because I care about my goals. Like, I don't want to mess up my goal, my plan, my routine, like I'm in a good momentum. So I want to still enjoy the time eating because eating connects people. Like, I love having dinner with my boyfriend, but I don't necessarily need to eat exactly the same meals like he is eating. Or an example, like the other day we went to Subway because we were just like running errands and we were so hungry because we went to the gym and we didn't like really eat after. And next thing you know, we're like, oh my goodness, like we didn't eat since breakfast. Let's stop and get something somewhere. And he knows I'm in a cut. So he's like, what do you want to eat? And I'm like, I don't know. And we were just around like this, area where we had like options for like Chipotle or like mucho burrito. And then there was a Subway. And he was like, let's get Subway. You can get something like healthy. Like, yes, it's bread, but let's say, we know that bread is not bad. So I'm like, okay, let's go to Subway. So as I'm like at Subway, because you guys, I really don't go to places like this. Like, I like mucho burrito, no, not even mucho burrito anymore, but I like Chipotle because you can like really make it healthy. But anyway, the whole point here is that we walk in and I'm looking at the option, at the menu, right? And I'm like, what can I have? So an example, he's like 3,000 calories a day. So he orders this sup, the large sup with the spaghetti balls, whatever sauce, a mozzarella, and like cheese, and like mozzarella plus cheese, right? And he makes it like freaking probably 1,500 calories sup. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna eat this. So I ordered the small sup and I did the rotisserie chicken or the grilled chicken that they have because it's actually like a real chicken. And then I asked for a light cheese, like a light mozzarella, literally like almost no sauce, just a little drizzle, so it's not like super heavy in calories. And I'm watching her how much she's putting there because I said just light on the sauce. And then a bunch of veggies like lettuce, cucumbers, right? So I literally ordered a little tiny sub that satisfied me. We're enjoying the lunch together while he's eating his 1,500 calories sub. But I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything because I'm still having the time with him when we are having the lunch. I'm just not eating the same meals. So anyway, so do something like that. If your spouse orders takeout every night, plan ahead, make a version that fits your goals. For example, again, like if it's at home and it's like pizza, right? You guys, if I have pizza recipes on my page somewhere, I'm gonna maybe make it again, just because like you guys love that recipe that is just like with egg whites, the crust is pretty much just protein. You can make that, and you literally make this giant thick huge pizza that is like 600 calories with like 50 grams of protein, and your spouse can be eating that 2,000-3,000 calories pizza if they want to, and you don't need to even worry about them, but you guys are enjoying pizza together. It's literally just about understanding like, hey, I have goals and these choices don't align with my goals, but I'm okay to make my own. Same with burgers. If you want to grab a burger and go to the restaurant, just order burger and lettuce wrap, or make your own. Again, I have a recipe on my page with the high protein bun that's again just with egg whites, and it's just delicious, and the burgers are insane. So just think about like little swaps like that, and just know that it's not about, oh, I can't have it. It's just, I'm gonna have different version. If they comment about your choices, you just have to stay firm in your decisions and don't let their words shake your commitment. Remember, you are doing this for yourself, nobody else. You're not doing it for him or her. You're doing it for yourself. A client of mine had a husband who constantly questioned her changes and choices. Why are you eating that? Just have some of this instead. And she used to actually feel really guilty, and she caved in a couple of times, but she started seeing boundaries or setting boundaries by simply saying, hey, this is what makes me feel good. You can do you and I will do me. Eventually what happens is that he stopped pushing back because he saw that she wasn't budging, and she was looking better, feeling better. She was a happier person. She had more energy. And so he started seeing those changes, and he actually started making better choices too, because he saw how good it was affecting her and how much better she was feeling. Another thing is that maybe you just need to find your own support system elsewhere, somewhere else. If your family isn't your biggest cheerleader, you guys, that's okay. You're not the only one. Trust me, I work with hundreds of women and men, and it just sometimes it is what it is. So what do you want to do instead? Just find people who will support you. Join a coaching group where women are going through the same struggles. Find a gym buddy or accountability partner who gets it. Surround yourself with motivation, like listening this podcast, for example, right? Following inspiring people online. And just like remind yourself daily why this matter. Even like make a wallpaper on your phone and just have your why. Like I do the same thing. Like I do my goal settings every Sunday, and I create a wallpaper with my goals and maybe why they are important, just like the things that I want to remind myself every single day. And I love it. It's my routine that I do every single Sunday. Create a wallpaper with a favorite photo of myself or my dog or my boyfriend and myself. And then I put there the goals for the week. And again, like if there's something that I like need to be reminded, like these are my goals for the week, I put it there, because every time you open the phone, you see it. Another thing is that you want to lead by example instead of trying to change others. One of the biggest struggles my clients personally face is wanting their spouse or family to join them. And I get it, because when you're making positive changes, you almost like want the people you love to experience the benefit too. But here is the hard truth. You cannot force people to change, and it's hard, and I know it is, because when you start feeling better, you're like, oh my god, I need you to start feel better too. This is amazing. Let's go for a walk. And your husband is like, no, thank you. I don't know, whatever. So one of my clients actually started her journey while her husband was still eating a lot of like fast food, like every day. and he never worked out. And instead of like nagging him to change, she just focused on herself. She kept showing up, making her meals and taking care of her body. And guess what? Like over time, her husband started making small changes too, because they live together, right? And it wasn't because she told him, but it's because he saw the positive impact it had on her. And it was actually a different client that I was talking about even previously. There was so many of my clients that told me this. Another thing is also kids start seeing how you're taking well care of yourself, you're making better choices, you're eating fun food. So of course, if you're eating chicken and broccoli, no one's going to feel inspired by that. But if they see that, hey, she's actually making this amazing ice cream that tastes so delicious, or she's having this protein cake, like it sounds delicious and it looks amazing, why they wouldn't try it too? They will, and they're going to feel so much better after eating that cake instead of a double chocolate cake that is 700 calories. So if you're feeling frustrated that your family isn't on board because they just are not on the same page or same level, focus on leading by example instead of trying, and don't try to convince them, because also a lot of stubborn people, like I know so many stubborn people, including me. If you're gonna tell me to do something, I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do it, because don't tell me what to do. I'll do things that I want to do on my own. This is me. This is literally how I operate. So this wouldn't work for me if you tell me what to do. And again, like, they might not change overnight, but if you're consistently showing that, you know, you're doing the right things for you, you feel better, you are going to inspire them eventually. Now, again, let's going back to like the keeping your why in front of you, constantly in front and center. When everything around you feels unsupportive, the only thing that will keep you going is your reason for starting. And what I mean by that is, are you tired of feeling sluggish and low energy? You know, if you're gonna grab the burger, you're gonna feel like that. Do you want to finally break free from the diet cycle? Right? Because if you're gonna eat a burger, the next day you're probably gonna go and starve yourself, and next thing you know, you're in this cycle of starving, overeating, starving, overeating, starving, overeating. Not fun. Do you want to feel strong and confident in your own skin because you're just tired of going to your closet and not being able to wear the clothes that you wore 10 years ago or 5 years ago because it doesn't fit anymore? One of my clients keeps this like sticky note on her fridge that says, I am doing this for me, not for them. Every time she feels tempted to give up because of her family isn't on board, she looks at it and reminds herself why she started. That's like genius, right? Because you constantly, sometimes you just need that little reminder. And again, if you don't have a coach, if you don't have a friend that you can talk to, you just have to rely on yourself. You have to rely on yourself. That's just how it is. So if you're struggling with unsupportive family, here's what I want you to take away from this episode. Your journey is yours, so stop waiting for others to change with you. Set boundaries without restricting yourself too hard. Have, to-go snacks, meals, so you don't feel deprived. Find support elsewhere, whether it's through coaching, whether it's, finding friends or just online communities. There's so many. We have amazing community. You guys, when I walk into my community with our clients, I'm just like, this is amazing. I wish that I've had this when I was recovering from my eating disorder and just wasn't in the best place. Another thing that I want you to remember and take away from this podcast is lead by example. Really focus on your actions instead of trying to change others. That's the best strategy. And lastly, keep your why in front of you daily. Sticky notes on the fridge or put it on your wallpaper. Whatever works for you. Write it down, repeat it, and let's fuel your motivation with that. At the end of the day, this is really just about you. It's about your health, your confidence, and your happiness. And remember that if your hubby doesn't need to lose weight because he's got faster metabolism and he's just gifted that he can eat pizza every weekend and doesn't gain weight, but you're just like a sponge that every time you eat 2 slices of pizza, you wake up with 6 pounds up, then clearly what works for him doesn't work for you. You are the one who is unhappy in your own skin. He is okay. And if even he's gonna say, oh baby, I love you, that the way you are, you're beautiful, it doesn't matter. Like, yes, it's amazing that your husband supports you and he's not, you know, a mean person telling you that you need to lose weight like my ex did. But at the same time, in my opinion, if I don't feel great, if I don't feel like amazing in my own body, and I know that the way how I feel affects my mood, my overall energy, my whole vibe, I appreciate you telling me you love me the way I am, but I want to love myself. I want to feel great. I want to look at myself in the mirror and feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm proud of myself. That's the best feeling ever. So again, like you doing that for you, you got this. If this episode resonates with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear this. And if you need support, you can like DM me. I'm always open. You can just send me a message on my social media, Martina_fit_YYC. And until next time, you guys, have the best day of your freaking life. I love you and I appreciate you so much being with me here, hanging out with me twice a week. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.